Welcome to How She Heals, your 5-part video series where I walk you through the practical steps to reclaiming your feminine energy despite all the demanding, exhausting masculine demands in your life. If you're a woman who feels like there's some room for growth in the passion and fire department in your relationship or dating life, then this video is for you. If you want to make your husband obsessed with you again or attract your dream man, keep watching, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand the roles that feminine and masculine energy play in a relationship and how to re-tip the scales in your favor. Because spoiler alert, if you're feeling like your relationship could be hotter and less frustrating, you healing your wounded feminine energy is the key. It's the cheat code to fixing just about anything that you don't love about your relationship. And I know that's a big claim, but stay with me. But before we start, grab your free workbook from the description box below. I've created it to comprehensively go along with this series so that way you can practically apply everything that you're learning, so that way you don't just watch these videos, absorb the information, and then get on with your day and not actually take any real action. Because I know that's so easy to do, and exactly why I created this workbook, because I want you to be able to download it, spend a couple minutes with it in order to actually see real change in this area of your life. It's completely free, so just go down to the description box below and get your hands on it. What is polarity? What is magnetism? What does that mean? And particularly, what does it mean in the context of a relationship? In all, yes, I'm saying all successful relationships, there's one inherently feminine partner and one inherently masculine partner. And that absolutely is the case for same-sex couples as well. Because what attracts you to someone and what makes you happy to spend your life with them is that polarity and the balance and magnetism of the two energies. So you can have a lesbian couple and you will have one woman who is more inherently feminine and one woman who is more inherently masculine. And that doesn't have to be the case externally. They can both present as what we typically clock as being feminine. But when it comes to the energies, a romantic relationship can only work when there is that polarizing feminine energy and masculine energy that are magnetically attracted to each other. So when we talk about polarity, we're talking about the differences between the two energies, because in order for magnets to attract, there has to be that polarity. Different attracts different. There are feminine men out there who will turn off a feminine woman and they will never attract, or they may track initially on the surface, but the relationship will never thrive. Same can be true for an inherently masculine man will never be attracted or be able to sustain a long-term relationship with an inherently masculine woman. And to put this in context, what we see so often is an inherently masculine man and an inherently feminine woman together in a relationship. They have that attraction, they have enough polarity, enough difference to sustain the relationship, but where it's not as hot and passionate. And I don't just mean sexually, of course that applies here, but that's not all that I mean. And we're gonna get into the specifics of it shortly. But what we see so often, and I bet at least 90% of the women watching this video will hear this and have an oof moment because they'll be able to resonate with it so strongly, is that we have an inherently masculine man, an inherently feminine woman. They attract each other. They have enough polarity, enough difference to be able to sustain the relationship, keep it going. They love each other. They're dedicated to each other. But neither of them are as happy as they can be because the woman operates too much so in her masculine energy. That is not good for her masculine partner, and it is absolutely not good for her inherently feminine soul. So that's what we're working on healing here. We're working on healing the wounded feminine energy. So as it relates in relationships, what is the difference between masculine energy and feminine energy? Well, the inherently masculine partner wants to be adored for what he does. He wants to be appreciated for what he does for her. He wants to lead, he wants to protect, he wants to provide, he wants to make her feel safe. And a woman who is too much so in her masculine energy can push him away or create distance there because, or if she doesn't want to be led, she doesn't let him lead. She doesn't let him lead her through life. She doesn't let him take control of plans or logistics. She doesn't let him do things for her. She doesn't receive compliments, gifts, help from him, that is a threat to his masculine energy. That creates distance. And on the other hand, an inherently feminine woman will feel threatened by her masculine partner when he is not doing those things, when he is not leading, when he's not taking control of logistics, when he's not giving her help, compliments, love, adoration, or protection or safety. That can mean physically, financially, emotionally. We see that a lot because the inherently feminine woman in a relationship, she wants to be adored just by being herself. She doesn't want to be valued based on what she does for him. She wants to be led. She wants to be submissive on her terms. She doesn't want to be submissive for him. She wants to be submissive because she feels so safe in just leaning back because she trusts that her masculine partner has got life taken care of for her. And it's not about being a damsel in distress or being hopeless. I meant to say helpless, but I'm going to keep hopeless in there too because I think it also applies. But it's about her feeling so secure and safe with her masculine partner that she has the freedom to lean back and to be herself and to become aligned with her soft feminine energy and experience life with more ease. And I'm going to drop a good news, bad news truth bomb here on you. The bad news is that to some degree, your feminine energy is at the mercy of your male partner's masculine energy. Meaning that if you're in a relationship, you can only become fully aligned in your feminine energy when you feel safe to do so because your masculine partner is fully in his masculine energy. So that's the bad news. But the good news is that you, as a woman, can significantly influence his masculine energy. And another harsh reality is that you don't realize it, because why would you do this if you realize you were doing it? But you don't realize it, but you have unintentionally been pulling him out of his masculine energy. That sucks. But you did it unknowingly. Now you're getting the information and you have the tools. You're going to understand how you can start to reverse that. Because you didn't choose a feminine man. You are not a masculine woman, but life has done this to you. Life and a lack of understanding of how these energies work has done this to you. But starting today, we turn it around. And the really, really good news is that you might hear that you have the power to influence his masculine energy and have a wallop of like, shoot, that sounds like a lot of work. That sounds like a lot of manipulation. But it isn't, because here's the thing. Here's the cheat code. All you need to do to influence his masculine energy is prioritize your own feminine energy. So if the only effort you put in is into healing your own wounded feminine energy, it will absolutely make him become more aligned with his masculine energy. Because that's the beauty of the polarity. Because it's not just about attracting the magnets together. I can get really weird with my analogies, so bear with me. I'm gonna try my best to not make this weird. You're the feminine, he's the masculine. You became attracted to each other. And your relationship works because there's that polarity there. But over time, the more masculine you become, the more that you do, the more that you exhaust yourself, the more that you don't prioritize taking care of yourself, the less you know your inner self, the further you get away. And every time that you take the lead on something, not only does it put you more so in your masculine energy, but that allows him to lean back and become more in his feminine energy. And none of us inherently feminine women want to acknowledge the fact that our men are experiencing feminine energy, and don't ever tell them that. Side note, don't talk to your man about this. I mean, you can if you really want to and in certain ways, and I really don't see it as manipulation, but when I started working on my wounded feminine energy, I only focused on myself, and I knew that my husband stepping more so into his masculine energy would be a byproduct, and it absolutely happened without ever having a conversation about it. Because the best way I can think of to explain this is just by giving examples. If you're always the one, by Wednesday, you're coming to him and saying, what are we doing to spend time together this weekend? He never has the chance to plan anything. He never has the chance to lead. And you do that enough times, and the thought of leading that never even crosses his mind because he doesn't have to, and he also has gotten so used to not even having the chance to do so. So if all you do is stop planning the things that you do together on the weekend, he's going to step in. And if he doesn't, week after week of you stepping back and he's not taking that leap, then that can warrant a conversation. But the point is, inherently masculine men, they want to lead, they want to protect, they want to provide. But as women, so often we have taken that away from them by adopting this overly independent persona or overly controlling nature about us. And especially as we become mothers, there's so much that we do have to control and lead. We are the masculine caregiver for our feminine energy children, whether they're boys or girls, obviously, but just the nature of those energies. Of course, in order to lead and raise children, we need to fully step into our masculine energy. But with our romantic partners, we need to be fully in our feminine energy. So all that to say, if all you do is focus on yourself and healing your own wounded feminine energy, his wounded masculine energy will heal alongside it, because that is the nature of polarity. The more that you soften yourself and lean back, the more he will have to step up. And the most amazing thing about it is that it will feel good to him. It's not about him taking on this burden. If you married an inherently masculine man, he will feel just as good being able to step into more of that leading role as it will make you feel good to lean back into your more feminine energy role. So the key takeaway here is fix yourself, heal your own wounded feminine energy, and your relationship will dramatically improve without you putting in any more effort, which makes so much sense because aligning with your feminine energy is effortless. So I already touched on it, but you have to allow him and create the opportunities for him to step into his masculine energy. And that looks like leaning back, not making the first step to make logistical plans about your upcoming trip, or making sure that he takes the trash out on trash day, or following up with him on something that he said he was going to do. And it's really important that you allow for insignificant consequences. Unless you not stepping in is going to have catastrophic consequence, do not, because especially as we're trying to reverse the damage that we've done, for lack of a better word, especially if you're in like a long-term marriage and you have been operating in your masculine energy, then he will have gotten used to that. And it will take some adjustment for him to realize that you're not going to be coming in behind him and following up on what he said that he did to make sure that he did it, or making sure that he takes the trash out on trash day. It's going to take a little bit of getting used to for both of you that that's not happening anymore. And again, it's not manipulation, it's just you fully stepping into your feminine energy. A woman who's in her feminine energy isn't going to mother her husband, and that's a huge thing. Not only does it erode sexual attraction, but it erodes the polarity, and you mothering him and making sure that all of his needs are always met and doing more for him than you need to be and acting like his mother puts you in the masculine role, because like we talked about with our children, when we're taking care of our children, we're operating from our masculine energy. So when we're taking care of our husband, we're also operating from our masculine energy. And as the recipient of that, as the recipient of your mothering, it's putting him in his feminine energy. Just like when we're taking care of our children, it allows our children to be in their feminine energy. Another huge thing that's important to understand about masculine men is that they care about how they make you feel. So when he does start taking the lead on things, or when you ask him to take the lead on a certain thing that you normally would have, saying something like, "I trust you've got this," or "It makes me feel so good and so relieved to know that you've just fully got this taken care of and I don't need to worry about it." Or, "I know you'll take care of that. I don't need to get involved." That kind of reassurance means so much to a masculine man, because it goes back to one of their core needs being that the masculine energy needs to feel like he's providing safety, finances, reassurance, emotional stability, whatever it is that he's providing to you, it feels good for him to know that he's doing that for you. So it's important that you let him know. And also on the note of appreciation, showing your genuine appreciation every single time he does something for you goes a really, really long way. And it's not about being artificial, or again, it's not about manipulating him into doing what you want. It's about catering to his emotional needs just as you expect him to do so for you. And one of his emotional needs is to know and feel confident in the fact that he is able to provide that safety to you. So it's not about just saying, thanks for paying the water bill. It's about expressing, it means so much to me every month that I don't have to worry about whether or not the bills are getting paid, because I know that I can just rely on you to do it. And it makes me feel so relaxed and at ease that that's not even something I ever even have to waste my energy on. That is the kind of reassurance that a masculine man needs. And again, it's not about manipulation, but the reality is that when he gets that reassurance and appreciation from you, it's going to motivate him to do more things like that. Because healthy masculine men, they really just want to feel like your hero. They want to make you feel good and safe and taken care of. And so the more that you can reassure him that his actions are doing that, the more he's going to want to do it. And as long as your appreciation is genuine, then there's nothing manipulative about it at all. And I have to reiterate this. You must stop mothering your man. You think it's helpful, and maybe you think that it's how you show your love and how he receives your love. And while he may appreciate the things that you do for him, it's not buying you any sex appeal points. It's driving him further into his feminine energy and driving you more into your masculine energy. And it is pulling the magnets apart. There I go with a weird analogy again. Don't forget to grab your workbook. It's completely free and it will help you actually apply everything that you're learning in this video series so you can see true transformation in your life. Be sure to subscribe and check out this playlist where I'm putting all of the How She Heals series videos. Next up, we're talking about the simple and easy feminine energy micro habits that you can implement immediately to see a significant impact on healing your wounded feminine energy. They're easy, fun, and effective. And if you want to dig even deeper, I am hosting a 10-day feminine energy reset challenge. You can learn more about it in the description box below. But there's only so much that I can dig into in a 20-minute YouTube video. And healing your wounded feminine energy is a process. So I've developed a strategic and sequential process to actually healing your feminine energy. Everything that we're talking about in this series will definitely help, but if you want to really immediately and effectively start healing your feminine energy, you need to follow a process. And you need support. And whereas these YouTube videos are just a one-way conversation of me talking to you, this challenge will be interactive. I'll be doing Q&As with the community. There will be a community aspect so you can bond with other women in the same boat as you. You can learn from them. We can all rise together. And because I am a very practical and tactical person, there are homework assignments and daily motivation, and it's the exact step-by-step process to healing your wounded feminine energy. I tell you exactly what you need to do and how and in what order so that you can really heal and finally feel like your true soft feminine self again. So if you're interested in that, check out the link below. Stay aligned.